Vinyl community, this is Chris. Recently I had watched a video, I think it was one that Carm had done at Gorvo 31, and it made me think that I should do a video focused on dark ambient, supposedly, music. And then I saw that Graham at Grivo 69 had done, I think it was his last video, and he had a disclaimer that it included CDs. So this one's going to be, I'll show a couple of pieces of vinyl, but the focus is on CDs, and a lot of these things don't have vinyl releases. So dark ambient music, space music, Hearts of Space type stuff, that radio show. So that's what I'll try to show, even though it's hard to separate them, and they tend to overlap with industrial or synthesizer or even new age, but we'll see how that works out. I'll start out with this honorable mention, throbbing gristle, primarily industrial, but this one has at least some songs get close to dark ambient. This is Cream Horn, released in 1997, and it was music that they had put together in 1975. So throbbing gristle, honorable mention. Put these in sort of alphabetical order, but start out with Aphex Twin, Selected Ambient Works Volume 2. This is 2 CD set, yeah. $1994. So at least it calls it ambient, so you know what to expect. Archon, Satani. Album is Memento Mori. That's 1991. Since I got pulled such a large stack, I'll try not to get carried away talking about them like I normally do. But Azusa plane, or the Azusa plane. Tycho magnetic anomaly in the full consciousness of hidden harmony. This is on camera Obscura, which I think is an Australian label. But they had, seemed like they were having some sales a few years ago. This is a 1997 issue. And it seemed like they were selling things for like $5 a piece. Maybe that was selected titles, but so the Azusa plane. Controlled bleeding. The Poisoner, 1997. Controlled bleeding. This one is more in the dark ambient vein. Some of their other ones are industrial or noise or other varieties of sound. Figure. My spine is the bow that breaks. This is 1999. And since this is a CD only video, I'll put details in the notes about labels that these things are on. Normally I leave out the CDs if I show any, but Jeff Greinke, Places of Motility, 1986. the Hafler Trio. The Hafler Trio plays the Hafler Trio. 1991. Again, this is a band that a lot of their stuff is more experimental, but I've decided to call this one Dark Ambient versus some of their other releases. The Illusion of Safety. The album is called Of Thee. It's a 2 LP set, or 2 CD sets. So one side is the Of, and the other is the Thee. 1997. Legowski. Ashita is the album name. 1997. This one is SETI, S-E-T-I, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. Andrew Legowski, the previous one, is a member of this band. So this was 1994. Legion. Album is Leviathan, 1996. On the side effects. And then Granddaddy of Dark Ambient, Lustmord. This is Heresy, 1990. Brian Williams is his actual name. And here's another one, Lustmord, teamed up with Robert Rich. And this album is called Stalker. And it was inspired by the 1979 Andrei Tarkovsky film of the same name, Stalker. A sort of science fiction character study type thing out in the wilds of Russia or somewhere. The Forbidden Lands. That was 1995. Daniel Minch. Static Burn. 1994. Vidna Abmana. Memories Compiled. 1989. This is a 2 CD set. One CD is entitled Monument of Empty Colors, and the other one Gathering in Frozen Beauty. The Psychophysicist. Self-titled, Psychophysicist, 1996. So this is Addie Newton of Hafler Trio, unless I got it backwards, and Andrew McKenzie of Clocked EVA. Or they're the other way around, but those two guys make up this band for that single release. Raison d'être. The Empty Hollow Unfolds. This is Peter Anderson is this artist, and operating under that band name. This is 2000. This is another 2 CD set. So some of these releases were less dark ambient and more gothic, maybe. Robert Rich, Trances, Drones. This is 1994. Reissue of some earlier work. And Robert Rich teamed up with Steve Roach, Soma. This is 1992. Steve Roach, Hearts of Space radio program Stalwart. Another Steve Roach title, Now Traveler. So this compiles 2 earlier releases. This from 82 and 83. One album was called Now and the other one was Traveler. So now they've put them together. This is 94, I think. Yeah, 1994. And Steve Roach teamed up with Avidna Amana. Well of Souls. 1995. Another 2 CD release. And then get some Klaus Schultz in here. Dark Side of the Moog, Volume 7. Klaus Schultz with Bill Laswell and Pete Namlock. This is subtitled Obscured by Klaus. So there were like 10 or I think 10 volumes in this Dark Side of the Moog series, and they're all had subtitled with word plays on Pink Floyd albums. But a good side project for Klaus Schultz. So that's more of the synthesizer side of this dark ambient stuff. Paul Schutz, Sight Anubis. The Dark Side of the Moog was 1998. And this is 1996. And another team up, Asmus Tietjens and Vidna Amana, self-titled. This is 1995. Some of Asmus Tietjens' work is less dark ambient and more experimental. So this one is more on the dark ambient side. David Tollefson, Near and Far. $19.99. And then this is Viridian Sun, 1996, I think, or 97. This is another side project with David Tollefson and another guy. Soviet France. This is Shadow, Thief of the Sun, 1991. And then last CD, Rapun, Fires of the Borderland. This is Robin Story under the name Rapun, former member of Soviet France. So this is a little more tribal, mixed in with the dark ambient. And that was 1998. And then just to show that there was a little bit of vinyl mixed in, Controlled Bleeding, Trudge, Controlled Bleeding, Hog Floor, Hafler Trio, Negentropy, LaBradford. I didn't show them in CD, but I've got a couple of their albums. They're kind of low-key ambient music or electronics. Another LaBradford, A Stable Reference. This is made in, this is on the Greinke label, made in Canada. Steve Roach, I think somebody showed this, maybe it was Carm. Impetus, 1986 on Fortuna. And Asmus Teachins, Ptomaine. This is a large gatefold, and it's on this translucent, light colored, kind of greenish, grayish green vinyl. So there's a quick overview of the dark ambient. A lot of stuff that I was buying throughout the 90s and early 2000s, but for the most part it was all put out in the 90s. I think one of them was 2000, but fewer in the late 80s. But that was seemed like the big time for dark ambient music. So thanks everybody, and see you later.